Today on the CTV News at 5, crime and consequences.
I truly regret for everything that's happened. I have no excuse for my actions.
An MLA faces Albertans after his arrest in a prostitution sting. Plus, the Public Health Agency of Canada issues a warning about the measles. And sweet victory.
It kind of brings the community together to make this happen.
Raymond residents are already celebrating their TSN Craft Celebration Tour win.
CTV News with Jackie Scantlebury.
Good afternoon. He was supposed to be in the United States promoting trade with Alberta, but an MLA appears to have been doing a lot more after hours. Fort McMurray Ward Buffalo MLA Mike Allen was arrested in St. Paul, Minnesota on Monday night after allegedly responding to an online ad offering sex for money. The ad was set up by undercover police officers and Allen was arrested. So far, he hasn't been charged. If he is, he's facing a fine of up to $3,000 and possibly a year in jail. His political career is also in jeopardy. CTV caught up with Allen last night when he arrived back in Edmonton.
I truly regret for everything that's happened. I have no excuse for my actions, just that it's occurred. And I'm here to face the music, and that's up to my constituents.
Allen has quit the Tory caucus, so that means he's no longer on any government committees or a member of the Tory party. He is still an MLA, though, and is still getting a paycheck. Opposition politicians say that's not right. He needs to give all that up.
You can't go into a foreign country and representing the people of Alberta and the people of your constituency and act in this way. It's completely inappropriate, and Mr. Allen needs to do the honorable thing, step down.
So far, Mike Allen has simply said he is thinking about his future. If he does quit, that would prompt a by-election in a riding that was held by the Wild Rose before the last election. You may recall just yesterday we told you about a Raymond father who has been charged in an undercover sting in the U.S. targeting child sex predators in Montana. 32-year-old Thomas Quinton was arrested earlier this month after allegedly responding to an online ad on Craigslist posted as part of an undercover investigation. 20-year-old Brooks man has been killed after being hit by a train while crossing the tracks at a marked pedestrian crossing in Brooks. RCMP and DMS responded to the call just before 1 in the morning. The man was walking with a friend. RCMP say he was hit when he tried to beat the train. An investigation is underway. RCMP say the engineer used his horn, and it appears the bells and crossing lights were working. It's not known yet whether alcohol was a factor. An 82-year-old woman is recovering from serious but non-life-threatening injuries after being hit by a car in a pedestrian crosswalk in Lethbridge. It happened shortly after 7 o'clock yesterday morning at the intersection of Scenic Drive and 1st Avenue South. 26-year-old Russell Yoshihara from Colehurst has been charged under the Traffic Safety Act. Okay, Dory, a lot of high pressure, and that's meaning a lot of high temperatures.
Exactly. And, you know, right on cue, we talked about this last night, that there was going to be a chance for a severe thunderstorm late in the day today. And that is, in fact, the situation. We've got watches and warnings posted out for southeastern BC and parts of southern Alberta. So cue the thunderstorm. And then in behind that, we've got clear sailing all the way through the weekend is what it looks like right now, and very warm temperatures. I'll tell you all about it in a couple of minutes.
Thanks, Dory. Work is now underway to stabilize 2 crumbling buildings in Lethbridge's Chinatown. The downtown buildings have been closed voluntarily on the advice of architects and engineers who say the foundations are becoming increasingly unstable. Main Street Lethbridge is providing emergency funding to cover the cost of stabilizing the buildings. It's hoped that work can be completed by September. Architects will then evaluate the property and come up with a plan to bring them back to a safe condition.
We're going to get in there and stabilize it so that we can get contractors in there to start working on it. Now, once I get in there, I'll be able to do a conservation plan, and the conservation plan will then determine how we put the building back into to working condition again.
City officials say there may be grants available to help with the restoration work if the buildings can be designated as historic resources. They say they need the building's owners' cooperation and consent in order to go that route. Flood victims in Lethbridge area are going to be getting some free legal advice tomorrow. Free legal sessions will be held from 10 a.m. until noon at the Culver Room in City Hall, thanks to the Lethbridge and Calgary legal guidance teams. Anyone who wants to attend has to register first, though, by calling 403-380-6338. The town of Raymond has good reason to celebrate today. They have been awarded to host a live TSN broadcast and a $25,000 prize to improve and expand their sports field. Keaton Gerbevac headed to Raymond to see what the town thinks of this once-in-a-lifetime achievement.
It's a beautiful, quaint little town that allows families to grow and flourish, and for us, it's just perfect.
This small town just south of Lethbridge will soon be the center of the sports world in Canada.
We're all excited. We were all talking about it this morning, and we had a big party last night to watch the reveal.
Raymond was competing in an online battle against the town of Vulcan to see who would host the Alberta portion of the Craft Celebration Tour. At stake, a chance to host a live TSN broadcast and receive a $25,000 prize.
One of our objectives at council is to change the face of this community in terms of bringing it up to date and modern and to provide facilities for all of our citizens.
Mayor George Bonney says the $25,000 will be used to help pay for a new multi-purpose soccer and football complex. The town of Raymond will be one of the first rural communities in the country to be installing an AstroTurf field. Residents are excited to be able to showcase their town to the rest of the country and show them what makes their town one of a kind.
Oh, it's super, it means a lot. And I think it's going to improve everything.
Absolutely, fantastically excited for Raymond. We're great to receive that funding and be supported. I know my kids are going to be thrilled.
It kind of brings the community together to make this happen.
The mayor says he's pleased to be receiving the prize, but they are most excited about the exposure the town will receive because of the live broadcast. Raymond will get its chance to shine on the national stage August 21st. Keaton Gerbevac, CTV News, Raymond.
The town of Raymond is among 10 communities to receive this honor. And in case you were wondering, the final online vote count was just over 141,000 votes for Raymond, while Vulcan tallied 94,406. You may want to keep an eye on the sky tomorrow. Aircraft for the weekend's air show will begin arriving. Up to 50 planes will be taking part in the Alberta International Air Show, including the Snowbirds and CF-18 Hornet. Organizers are busy with the final preparations for the show. It runs Saturday and Sunday. Gates open at 9 a.m. Aircraft should start arriving around 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Abbotsford police in BC are turning to social media to discourage bad driving. Here's Sheila Scott with how police are tweeting the best excuses they've ever heard as part of a cheeky new campaign.
For police pulling over speeders and distracted drivers, it's nothing new.
Guy says, I already got a speeding ticket already. Why would I want to get another one?
Excuses from those breaking the law.
Strangely enough, they can't always control their mouth.
This week, Abbotsford Police launched a social media campaign posting the best of the worst heard by their officers.
His response is not that he wasn't speeding, but that he didn't think that his vehicle was capable of that. In fact, he thought it would explode if it reached that speed.
Or how about this one? I wasn't speeding and you didn't see a phone, it was a hamburger. And a speeder in a school zone? You only stop me because I'm in a Porsche. And even a driver at a roadblock trying to avoid a breath test with a pinky swear.
My personal favorite is one of our members approaches a vehicle and the first thing that the driver says to him is, "I'm a lawyer." So at that point our member says, "Excellent, I'm a policeman." Then there's a bit of a silence.
Most people say they don't make excuses.
It's like road tax, you know? I only get a ticket once every 5 or 6 years, so it's not a big deal.
I always figure it's always worth asking. There's always grace that can be extended and never hurts to ask.
I think I've only had one speeding ticket in my life, and that's because I was speeding. No excuse.
Some of the sort of more crazy driving.
Police say the campaign isn't just for fun, it's also sparking a conversation about road safety.
we received a lot of questions back. People were asking about whether they could use their handheld GPS device while they were operating their vehicle. They were asking about certain rules of the road.
And making the point
The last thing you want to do is to be part of our next social media campaign.
that when it comes to the rules of the road, there are no good excuses for bad behavior. Sheila Scott, CTV News, Vancouver.
Pinky swear didn't work. Really? To the financial markets, the Bank of Canada is keeping its trend-setting interest rate unchanged at 1%. Here are the day's markets.